able to do for a long time. It's never too late. You can change it, but you have to want to change it. So driver health is very important to me. I've always been one that tries to help other people. If someone has a question, someone called me the other day and asked about what it takes as a driver to get through the qualifications, and the physicals with the DOT doctors and everything if you're diabetic. And I explained the process to them. Excuse me. My first time through it was a nightmare. It was a nerve-wracking experience. It tested my nerves at every turn. I made it through that though, and from that point on, I learned a lot, because although my primary care physician doesn't know a lot about this process, the DOT doctor that I use, which is in Cartersville, Georgia, at the urgent care, right outside the pilot there, across the street from TA. She's a very knowledgeable doctor, and she does phenomenal work there. And she's very knowledgeable about this process. And she was the one that actually helped coach me through that first time. Now it's much easier. There's been some changes at the government level of requirements, and there's a step that's been taken out that costs a lot of extra money, a lot of extra time that's not necessary. But you have to make sure that your blood pressure is good. You have to make sure your A1C is good. You have to be under 10.4. I suggest don't even shoot for 10.4. You need to go lower. You need to be in the target zone. Myself the other day, my average glucose was 146. And that's just right in the middle of all the ramps of eating and everything. And my A1C was 6.7. Not bad for an old guy. I'm not as active as I used to be. I'm sure if I was a lot more active like I used to be, I could have it a lot lower. But 6.7 is a good number to shoot for it. I always want to be under 7. So I'm proud to say that I'm doing good as far as that goes. I feel very well, and my digestive system is working great. I have energy all day. It's actually hard to calm down at night because I have so much energy. I've always been kind of hyper. So you'll notice a wide range of just absolutely positive changes if you do this for yourself. Like I said, there's a lot of diets out there that guys can get on. I tell people I eat a well-rounded diet. Well, I eat a little bit of everything. Key words, I eat a little bit of everything. And when I say little bit, it may just be a spoonful of something just to get that taste. That's it. I take my medications religiously. Blood pressure, good to go. Blood pressure is always good. That's another thing. Stress. Don't allow yourself to be stressed out. Know that trucking is a very imperfect industry. At the beginning of the day, you go out there with plan A, you might end up with plan H by the end of the day, but you have to stay positive no matter what. Don't take a challenge and become negative about it. Find a solution to that challenge and overcome it. Get through it. Move on. Now I want to talk about the safety aspect of all of this. Although I've never had any of these issues, I've read and researched a lot about some of the things that have happened to drivers that have diabetes that don't take care of themselves. Of course, some of the worst, the worst case scenario is fatality. Not only through just something that happens within your body, heart attack, stroke, aneurysm, things that can happen when this disease is not under control and it takes advantage of your body. It's going to eat you from the inside out, and you are not going to live very long. I guarantee you. From a driving standpoint, what happens if you're going down the road and your sugar is so high? You can't see. You have a hard time staying awake. Well, first of all, you're not going to be able to get your job done. Second of all, you could kill yourself or those around you, which is still going to end your driving career. It may wind you up with a cot and 3 squares a day for the rest of your life. You don't want that. Nobody wants that for you. This is why we have some of the strictest, I guess, guidelines and policy when it comes to diabetics driving trucks. I used to get upset with it. The only thing I'm upset with is Big Pharma right now and the current administration with what they're doing with the cost of all this stuff. But that aside, you're taking such a huge risk by not taking care of yourself. You probably got a family at home. You probably have kids, grandkids. You need to do everything you can do to make sure you get home to them because they're relying on you. That's part of being a man. That's part of being an adult, period. Whether you're a man or a woman, that's part of an adult. There's family at home that relies on you. Yes, you've chosen to go out on the road and make that living to support that family. Well, as a responsible adult and professional, it should be one of your highest priorities to make sure that you get home to your family and that you maintain your health so that you can be there for your family for a long time, especially once you retire. Now, none of us have perfect health as we get older, but the healthier you can be now, the healthier you can be later. Period. And to me, that is one of the most important things. That's what goes through my mind all the time. You know, again, we lost my father last year. He fought and he fought and he fought his whole life to stay healthy. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. He was an athlete growing up. He fought cancer of all types. Prostate cancer, breast cancer, voice box cancer, skin cancer, various other cancers. Fought so many things in his life. And he beat it all. But through all those years, it took a toll on his body. So we're all just grateful that we were able to enjoy my father for the 81 years that he was alive. I hope I make it to 81. I really do. That's my goal, is to make it to 81 and much, much further. So I know this is a serious video, but without handling your personal health as a driver, you're going to be miserable, and your world is going to become miserable. All kinds of things set in as a diabetic, or as just a person who doesn't even know they have diabetes. Diabetes. It's part of getting old. Food talks to you after you eat. I could drink water and, you know. Anyway, there's a lot of things that not only happen to diabetics, that happen to us as we get older if we don't take the necessary steps to do everything we can to combat those things. My worst fear is heart attack or stroke, loss of vision. Needles, I'm not so afraid of needles. You know, I put them in my arms. I take, injections in my lower abdomen area. But you get used to it. It's not a big deal. So my first recommendation to everybody, if you're wanting to be serious about your health and you want to make sure either you can stay healthy, lose weight, and get healthy, or become healthy after you've been diagnosed with diabetes, the first thing to do is go to your doctor and get your blood panel done. And that doctor's going to be able to read that blood panel and those results and tell you exactly where you are. Now, I know medication's expensive. Hopefully there's, a lot of you that have insurance. I don't. It costs me a grip. It costs me stacks every time I go and get my medication. But it costs less to pay out of pocket for me because a diabetic is considered high risk. And why? It's because there's so many diabetics don't take care of themselves. That insurance companies just keep paying and paying and paying and paying and paying and paying and paying. I can explain how insurance companies work in another video. They don't make money by paying out. Nobody does. So anyway, um, go get that blood panel done. Find out where you are. See where you're at with your weight compared to your height, what your body mass index should be, all that. Get with that doctor and figure it all out and make the necessary changes. I'm always here to support everybody. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm totally healthy. I'm just a lot older. I have aches and pains. I don't have any degradation of my liver, my kidneys, nothing. Everything is good. And I've been diabetic for about 30 years now, since the accident. And I just take one day at a time. Thank the good Lord above that He's answered not only my prayers, but the prayers of my family to be with me, keep me safe. I ask the same for them while I'm gone. But to do what's right and take care of yourself, it's not too much to ask. And I truly am concerned for everybody out there that is facing difficulties because of their health, that are drivers. And you don't even have to be a driver. I have an open door policy when it comes to this for everybody. I don't preach